Okay, guys, this is another pitfall people make. They go into a market where they don't have the resources to compete. You've probably heard this before. You're going to hear it again because this is the number one reason for failure, okay? So you need to make sure that you have these skills, but most importantly, you need to have the money, okay? So what does money exist? What does money consist of? All right, you need to have the number of units to sell. You need to match where you need to be. You want to be in the first page? You got to have that amount of units, okay? So the number of units multiplied by your price landed. What's that mean? Price landed. So this is going to be shipping plus product cost. Your number of units times your price times shipping cost. So let's say you need 1,000 units a month, okay? And let's say it's $5 total but for shipping and the product cost, maybe that'd be 4 product, 1 shipping. All right, we get 5. So this is $5,000. But you need $5,000 a month, okay? So that's $5,000 a month. Let's say your lead time is 60 days. You also need a little bit of a safety stock. So that means essentially you're going to you can't just buy 2 months of inventory because right when it hits the warehouse, you need to order more, okay? So 5,000 times the number of months of lead time. So let's say it costs $5,000 a month there. If you can do 1,000 units a month at $5 per unit. So you need to have that times month's lead time. Let's say you have a 60-day lead time total. So 45 manufacturing, 15 shipping. That's going to be 2 months. You probably want to get 3 months of inventory actually, all right? So you multiply this by 3, okay? This is $15,000 now, all right? $15,000, you're going to need PPC money and you're going to need also product photos and stuff. Like, let's just call that $4,000 because of how high this market is. Okay, so you're going to need about $20,000, okay? If you're going to go into this. Yeah, it seems like a lot. It's okay. If you don't have that much, you just go to a smaller market, okay? Well, I mean, think about it. Like, if you're selling for something for $5, if it costs you $5, you're probably selling it for $20 to $25. So, I mean, that would be a market that's doing $20,000 to $25,000 a month, where you'd essentially be making, $5,000 to $10,000 a month. And I mean, that's already a full-time income. So, I mean, if you're going to make $50,000 to $100,000 a year, you obviously need like $20,000, but that's like 5xing your money. Obviously, we talk about ways in the course to get, I'm talking faster because if you're at this point, you've heard a lot from me. Yeah, of course, you're going to need $20,000 to be making $100,000 a year. I mean, that's pretty obvious. Like if you could just go from having a $20,000 investment to making a 6-figure income off one product, like it's going to take money. Okay. So if you don't have that, well, you just go after smaller things and you build up a portfolio of, all these ones that make $15,000 a year and maybe only take like $1,000 to $2,000, okay? And you build that portfolio up over time and you eventually can go for those ones that make you $100,000 a year. So that's the methodology. Just make sure that you're not biting off more than you could chew. Resources exist of more than just dollar bills though. You got to have the marketing abilities, and the bigger that the money is to be made, you're going to have to have better photos. You're going to have to know more about PPC. You're going to need to know more of what you're doing. But if you go, and also the last thing you need to have for resources, you got to have a way to differentiate. You're solving an unsolved customer need. And if you've done that right, even if you fail, you'll probably sell out because as long as you identify the needs properly and got a good product. So I just thought I'd go over this really, really quick. We'll go over a little bit more depth and validation, but just thought I'd mention here again is a big pitfall why a lot of people go, they don't differentiate and they don't have the money, and then they make 0 sales and then they're sad. So if you differentiate and you have the money, you don't go into something too competitive for what you have, you will be happy. All right, on to the next one.